The Carbon Cycle by Alyssa Murdoch. The carbon cycle is an everlasting closed system that involves the conversion of carbon from one form to another. The cycle works by changing carbon in many different ways through the phases of the cycle. In this diagram, the spaces between the arrows represent one different phase in the cycle. 6 phases the element can go through are atmosphere, which the gases are above the earth, plant life, which is the plants, soil, which is where the plants grow, surface ocean, which is the uppermost layer of the ocean, deep ocean is the lowermost part of the ocean, and marine life is which includes the living animals of the ocean. In this presentation, we are going to be following the life of Sandy, a single-cell carbon atom going through the carbon cycle and describing what it's like in each of the different phases at different times. Say hi, Sandy.
Hi.
Interact with the atmosphere to change the temperature of the earth or keep it the same. Carbon is also stored in the atmosphere. Carbon enters the atmosphere by decomposition of organic matter, the breaking down of carbon-based matter, combustion or burning, volcanic activity, burning of fossil fuels, and degassing of bodies of water, or taking out of the carbon out of liquid. Carbon is taken out of the atmosphere by photosynthesis of plants. To add on, carbon dioxide is greenhouse gases or carbon that enters the atmosphere. Something we should realize is that it takes a long time to create fossil fuels, and burning them will create global warming because of all the carbon in the atmosphere, which can result in food chains dying and climate drastically changing over time. Sandy, how do you feel about the atmosphere?
Well, it's good, but I want to go through the schematic of a plant.
Good idea, Sandy. Carbon atoms interact with plants by combining with the sun's energy. The process that takes place is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process of taking carbon and light energy from the sun and converting it to chemical energy or glucose, which can be used by animals by eating it to convert it to mechanical energy for them. Carbon leaves the plant by dying, and carbon is released into the soil. Also, the more carbon a plant receives, the quicker the growth is. To add on, the main contributor is plants because it can feed itself and others. Let's ask Sandy about how she feels about the plants in the carbon cycle. Sandy?
Help me, my plants die.
We better go to the soil. Sandy, where are you?
I'm over here.
Okay, well, since we're here, we're going to talk about carbon in the soil. Carbon gets into the soil by decomposition of plants and animals. Decomposition is the breaking down of dead organisms. Some decomposers are fungi and bacteria.
3% of the world's carbon is here.
In the ground, carbon can be turned into fossil fuels. Carbon can leave the soil by taking out fossil fuels or is released into the atmosphere when the soil that it is in is tilled or turned. Sandy, how do you feel about the soil?
It's really fun and everything, but let's go to the surface ocean for a dip.
Sandy, go up before I'm going to explain the 3 ways that carbon gets into the surface ocean. One way is diffusing from the atmosphere. Diffusing is the process of moving from high concentration to low concentration. The second way is decomposition of marine life. This happens with fungi and bacteria. The last way is circulating from the deep ocean. Circulation is the process of moving in a circle. An example of circulation is a lava lamp. Hot substances rise and cold substances sink. Also, the surface ocean is the outermost layer of the ocean. Sandy, how do you like the surface ocean? Sandy?
Help! I'm sinking to the deep ocean.
Sandy, there you are. That's a lot of old carbon. Why?
Because 65% of the world's carbon is in the deep ocean and stays there for hundreds of years.
So it only gets here by circulation?
No, it also gets here by decomposing marine life.
Well, we better go.
I can't. I have to stay here for hundreds of years.
No, I will find a way.
Well, since we're here, we're going to talk about marine life. Marine life is the animals in the ocean, even including the little phytoplankton. Phytoplankton use carbon for photosynthesis, taking carbon out and letting taking carbon in and letting out oxygen. Also, bigger marine life eat phytoplankton and so on and so forth, like a food chain. Marine life breathe by taking oxygen that phytoplankton let out. Carbon is found in underwater fossil fuels that give plants and phytoplankton carbon. That's why they put charcoal in fish tanks. Hey, look.
Hey, fish!
What?
Can you help me and my carbon friend Sandy get to the surface ocean?
Sure, because if there's too much carbon here, it will kill marine life. Same goes for too little, but we have a good amount.
Okay, so how do we leave?
It is easy. Just ride the circulation current to the surface.
Okay, come on, Sandy.
Okay.